The entire stock market is down like 10% since the Iran war. It's been going real bad. Real bad. Even Trump's market manipulation shenanigans don't seem to be having much of an effect on oil prices. Yeah, they're up 6% today, which is actually like a lot. Yeesh. Look at that. Oh, we've been wavering, but inevitably, it goes up. Brent's up to like 113, yeah. NASDAQ has moved into correction territory. Ooh! Oh, it hurts. It hurts. At least we can legally prosecute pedophiles now. We don't want audio on our video?
The board, biggest... want to get to some breaking news tonight. U.S. stocks suffering their biggest loss since the war in Iran started. Take a look at this. Red across the board. The tech-heavy NASDAQ just dipped into correction territory, down 10% from its most recent high, all fueled, by the way, by rising oil prices and fears over when the war is going to end with Iran. The president now saying he's going to give Iran 10 more days to reopen the Strait of Hormuz or strike on their energy plants. That deadline was previously set to expire tomorrow, but the president still insists Iran is begging him to make a deal to end the war, even as Iranian leaders appear to dismiss it.
The reason they want to make a deal is they have been just beat to shit.
We've got team coverage on this. We got Matt Bradley, who's standing by for us in Tel Aviv. Want to start, though, with Monica Alba, who's posted up at the White House. Walk us through what we know about the president now extending this deadline beyond tomorrow. Have there been more developments in these talks between Iran and the United States via Pakistan?
Yeah, we don't need to do this. There will be no talks. There will be no negotiations. Iran controls the Strait of Hormuz. The American future is over. It's dead. If we're lucky, it'll be Chinese. If we're not lucky, it'll be, I don't know, Iranian. I feel like they're more mad at us, which they deserve to. I'm sorry, but did you see Trump calling the Fox host hot when he was asked about the war? This is why you can't talk to Trump past like 3 p.m.
That we have not been able to see or hear from any of the Iranian people. And I imagine that is because their internet is shut down. And I think there is some general worry about them. Obviously, their government treats them terribly and killed tens of thousands of them in January. Again, like Kayleigh, I would never ask you to tell us something that is classified, but do you have any insight as to how they are doing? Do they have drinking water? Do they have food?
Right, I do.
It's upsetting.
I do. But first, you remember when we had lunch years ago in the base of Trump Tower when it was a brand new building?
It's a long time ago, yes.
A long time ago, and you haven't changed.
Oh.
You have not changed. Now, I'm not allowed to say this. It's the end of my political career, but you may be even better looking, okay? So I don't know what you're doing, but I will not say...
I'm stroking my shit. I got lotion on my dick right now. I think the most telling thing to me about this, apart from the fact that he's ancient and his brain is soup, actually, is that the lady...
Lunch years ago in the base of Trump Tower when it was a brand new building.
It's a long time ago, yes.
The lady interrupts her and jumps in pretty quickly every time she gets a word in because she knows the president is sundowning and he has to have his conversations carefully controlled. Since the White House doesn't really limit who Trump talks to, you know, it's not like how it was with Biden. My guess is that everyone who works on the right who talks to Trump is given specific instructions on how to best handle him. It sounds like, does she not sound immediately like she's talking to a grandpa at a family reunion rather than the president? Like the first half of this clip where she's just talking to him and he's not responding, she sounds like she's talking to a president. But then as soon as he responds, she's like, oh, haha, yep, that was a while ago. Yep, grandpa, uh-huh. Like she's aware of the fact that you have to do some handling, you know?
Water. Do they have food?
Right, I do.
It's upsetting.
I do. But first, you remember when we had lunch years ago in the base of Trump Tower when it was a brand new building?
It's a long time ago, yes.
Nervous laughter, dismissive tone from her. Yep, uh-huh, that was quite a while ago.
Time ago, and you haven't changed.
Oh.
You have not changed.
Yeah, mm-hmm, yep. Wow.
I'm not allowed to say
awkward look at camera, doesn't know how to respond, nervous smile.
This is the end of my political career, but you may
nervous laugh.
Be even better looking, okay? So I don't know what you're doing.
Everyone laughs, you know, ha 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 ha.
But I will not say that.
Has a lot
I will
to do
not
with
say
that.
that because that will end my political career. You know, you're not allowed to say a woman's.
You all get me though, right? Like everyone is aware of the fact that he's mentally gone and they're just looting the country in the meantime. Speaking of him being mentally gone, and you know, I mean, things are going real badly right now in the world, economically, big crises. You know, the bond market in Japan is skyrocketing. The yield on their 10% bonds has spiked to greater levels than it has hit since the 1990s, I believe. It is going way up. I mean, it's not good for us. No, it's not, because they hold quite a bit of our debt. But yeah, Microsoft is down 25% year to date, which we're all very happy to see. But the point I'm trying to get at here, according to an inside source in the White House, Donald Trump has grown bored of the war in Iran. Something we all suspected, I think, but it's really nice to see it confirmed. Senior aides describe a widening internal divide over a conflict the president has grown bored with, and a communication strategy some call embarrassing. You know, this is what happens when you keep pitching Trump these easy wins, like with Maduro, you know? Baby wants a new toy? Yep. Nearly 1 month after the U.S. began strikes in Iran, Trump is sending thousands of troops to the Middle East to potentially fight in a war he said he has already won. The contradiction has frustrated some senior White House aides and outside allies, 3 of whom spoke to MS Now about the president's public messaging. They describe it as confusing, internally inconsistent, and increasingly detached from battlefield reality. Trump calling the war already won is mostly hyperbole, said a senior White House official, granted anonymity to speak candidly about the administration's thinking. It's part of Trump just wanting to declare victory and move on. The impulse, the official said, has become more pronounced in recent days. Trump is getting a little bored with Iran, the official said. Not that he regrets it or something. He's just bored and wants to move on. This is kind of like the end state of Western civilization, I think. Everything in the world being owned by a bunch of octogenarians who rule like mad kings. Like it's like what I said about managed democracy, right? Like the point of democracy has been to provide an artifice of legitimacy to what is essentially authoritarian rule, and has been for a long time. And now we're reaching like the end state of that position too, which is if you let the authoritarians rule for too long, they all get old and crazy. Happens in feudal it happens in dictatorships, happens in monarchies, happens in empires. Eventually, the people all get old and crazy. You know, if you have no internal or external checks to power, things decay. A second White House official who was granted anonymity for the same reason said that Trump has begun to move on from the conflict and has started shifting conversations and personal focus towards the economy, domestic issues, and the upcoming midterm elections. Remember how mad Trump got about the Epstein files when people kept bringing it up to him? Like, he actually got really upset because he just wanted to have like one new subject of the month. You know, and this one like lasted too long. This one's going to last a while. In the past few weeks, the official White House social media accounts have leaned on internet memes to flippantly promote the conflict, using clips from movies like Iron Man and Top Gun, characters from cartoons like SpongeBob SquarePants, and rap music overlaid on footage of unclassified videos of bombs striking Iranian targets. Oh! In request to a response for comment, White House Communications Director Stephen Chung, this is the disgusting looking guy, right? Sorry, not to be like bigoted or whatever, but I think if you're, I think that if you're a fascist, I'm allowed to make fun of you for looking like this. The fat guy, he's not just fat. This is ridiculous. Come on, fucking Giga Chud. No wonder he posts like that. Bro, the back of his neck, yeah, it's just insane stuff going on here. It would be problematic to draw this guy, I can tell you that much. And not even for racial reasons. I just think it would be considered demeaning to the human spirit. Who the fuck is this guy? A neo-Nazi and the White House Communications Director. Anyway, this guy said, in response to a request for comment, the memes will continue and there isn't a damn thing this person can do about it because they have no influence. The person clearly isn't in the room and is a low-level staffer. So here we have like the greatest defender of the Trump administration. I'm not as interested about the rest of the stuff that they're saying because I know that Trump is mishandling the war. But the fact that he's grown bored with it, you know, it's like you have a spoiled child who keeps getting everything they want, and after a particularly rough play session, they knock over a candle and now the carpet's on fire, but you're nervous to put it out because he wants to move on to the next room to play with more toys. There's no solving this, man. There's nothing the White House can do. I hope Iran squeezes us for everything we're worth. We are in imperial decline, and it is necessary for the future of humanity that we suffer as much as possible. I wanted us to suffer after the tariffs, but you know what the rest of the world did? They capitulated, because the rest of the world is owned by the same fucking people as the United States. We are the great Satan. We do need to be put in our place, and I think Iran is just the country to do it, okay? Squeeze us. Give us the squeeze, okay? Make us suffer. Zionism and American hegemony have to die. And if this is how it has to happen, then fine. Apparently, J.D. Vance is mad at Netanyahu for how he pitched the war to Trump. Yeah, I don't give a shit. This is, I had to suffer this All during Biden's term. All the time Biden's term. Oh, Biden tense call with Netanyahu. What happened? Nothing happened. There's nothing J.D. Vance can do. He has no power. J.D. Vance is probably personally upset that his chances at winning in 28 have been destroyed by this war with Iran, but what are you going to do? You know, there's nothing he can do. Guarantee you that he's going to cite stuff like this as evidence that he disagreed with the war the entire time. You know, in 28, J.D. Vance is going to run, and he's going to run on the good czar, bad boyar strategy. Trump was an amazing president, but he was misled by his allies like Netanyahu and Lindsey Graham, who turned out were not allies at all. He's going to run on that. He's going to say he was skeptical of the war the entire time. Yeah. Guarantee you. Will we make it to 2028? Maybe. He looks like an old baby now. He looks disgusting. I'm telling you, evil rots the face. I don't care how many people argue, phrenology's not real, phrenology's not real, it's anti-scientific, you're promoting far-right eugenicist propaganda. I don't care. Your character traits are written on your face as clearly as day, and I can read them. I can read in the lines of your face your propensity towards criminality, your pedophilic intentions. It's all written there plainly. I can see it. It's laid out. I know everything about you. Speaking of phrenology, I'm not gonna lie, okay? This guy might defeat phrenology simply because there's too much to read on his face. You know what I mean? Like phrenology believer encountering Stephen Chung, and like it would be like having an essay flashed in front of your eyes for just a split second. You know, there's too much to read. It's an overwhelming amount of information presented at you. Measurehead would not believe this guy exists. Measurehead would be he would either kill this man on sight or worship him as a god. Measurehead would not know how to respond. Saudi Arabia urging U.S. to ramp up attacks, intelligence source confirms. Yeah, it seems like Mohammed bin Salman personally wants the war to continue, even though a lot of other people in the Saudi government don't want it to continue, but it's a dictatorship, so, you know, you get what you get. Yeah. People, the fucking not Stephen Colbert, sorry, Jon Stewart. Why would Iran strike the Gulf states? That doesn't make any sense. What do the Gulf states have to do with Western Imperial? I'm sorry, I'm still fucking mad at him over that, man. What a stupid fucking thing to say. The guy's been doing politics longer than I've been alive. You're really gonna pull that one out? Jesus fucking Christ. Jon Stewart did a bad interview with Jake Sullivan recently too. What did he say? What was bad about it? What was the gist? Take these chains off and say it again. Yeah. I think MBS doesn't want to be humiliated by losing the war. Isn't that like the whole state of the world right now? A bunch of pedophile oligarch dictators ending the world while all of their like humble corporatist stewards are like, no, sir, please don't. Please don't, sir. Sir, that would be so bad for the global economy, don't you know? And they're just not listening. I feel like that's happening all over the place. Some version of that. It's true Saudi Arabia is the real evil, it seems. They're also the biggest blocker of climate action. Well, yeah, over here in America, oil companies were the biggest force towards opposing global understanding of climate change. It makes sense that Saudi Aramco would do the same thing, considering they're the biggest oil company on the planet. Yeah, no, for sure. $170,000 a minute. Why Saudi Arabia is the biggest blocker of climate change. Yeah, I remember talking about this a couple of years ago because there were some leaked PowerPoint slides that came out from a Saudi Aramco meeting where they were essentially saying like, and we will spend several $1 million promoting pro-oil, pro-car politicians in Africa so that they remain dependent on us for decades to come. Stuff like that. Iran has a lot of work to do. That's all I'm saying. Iran, target their facilities. I don't care if you send oil prices to $1,000. I don't care. It's literally that or the end of the world, in my opinion. I mean it. People think I'm being hyperbolic, but I really do mean it. I really think that Israel and America have to be, and Saudi Arabia, you know, their allied states, have to be stopped right now, or we may well get a worse timeline in the future, you know? 100% I do. If you have to hit the desalination plants, is it a war crime? Yes. Has the Supreme Court said crime doesn't matter? Yes. You have to decide. Hit me. Hit me. Nah, probably go after oil facilities first. Probably exhaust all your options with the refineries and oil, you know, oil wells before going after the desalination plants. Unless it seems like it'd be a really good bit. Unless you think you can really nail the timing, like Trump announcing the war is over, and then like 5 minutes later you blow up the Saudi desalination plants. If you can nail the timing, sorry, it would kill millions. That's not good. You shouldn't kill millions of people, I think, in my opinion. Unless you're Israel, in which case it's anti-Semitic to say they can't. Comedy bomb? That's a real truth nuke.